Kutna Hora is a town that grew from silver roots. It happened during the reign of King Przemysl Ottokar II in the last third of the 13th century. At first, it was not a town in the true sense of the word, but rather a jumble of mining settlements, built at individual shafts and connected by winding roads. It was only later, when the deposits in the present-day center were exhausted and the miners moved to the outskirts to work, that space was made available for more regular development with brick townhouses. However, the town, which boasts royal status, never acquired a symmetrical checkerboard layout like other planned medieval settlements, nor does it have a central square. But that doesn't detract from its charm. Within the walls, built around 1300, a large number of magnificent secular and religious buildings have gradually grown up, including the royal castle, largely converted into a mint. A tour of the city, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is an extraordinary experience. She was said to have been a girl as beautiful as a rose, slender and delicate, tender and sensitive, and also shy as a doe. Her name was Rozina, and her father, Jiří Ruthardovich, was one of the richest and most powerful townsmen of Kutna Hora. But wealth had blinded his eyes and clouded his brain. His life was reduced to a number of chests full of silver. Greed and avarice took over his thinking. He formed no emotional attachment to his daughter, and he bore the courting of suitors, even those of distinguished families, with increasing resentment. Those who almost every evening sang love songs to the beautiful Rozina under the windows, sighing with love and longing for her hand, were to him only enemies, and Rozina's eventual marriage a bare misfortune, for he would have to give his daughter, his only heir, a fat dowry, which would place a part of his beloved fortune in the hands of a complete stranger. When Rozina was 17, he decided to act. No, she would not give any of her treasures to anyone, not even a single penny. For the evil deed, he hired a hired hand, the poorest of the poor, whom he knew would do anything for a fat reward. In the dark of night, he led him through the back door of his house and down into the cellar. Then, he brought the unfortunate Rozina, bound her by force, hand and foot, and ordered his assistant to brick her up in one of the alcoves. The latter hesitated, for even he could not easily cope with such cruelty. But the master clenched his hand into a fist. The poor girl wept, begged for mercy, and finally cried out in despair, "I curse you, your family, and this house. It is a house of ruin, and one day it will bring ruin to the whole family." From that time on, the ghost of Rozina, who had been walled up alive, often appeared at night and threatened everyone with an upraised finger. And it is recorded in historical sources that in 1648, the proud mansion of Ruthard collapsed, and 15 of its inhabitants found death in its ruins.